Hey, what's up, team? I'm going to do a breakdown video of my $1,475 profit trade on Microsoft today. 2793 is my account number. I'm showing you this to verify the profits. This was posted in my Discord server at 7:39. Straight off the watch list, right? So I made a watch list video last night for you guys, kind of explaining why Microsoft was a top watch for us, or deserved to be on our watch list. And this morning it looked really good, holding true to that analysis. But if you didn't catch it, I'll do a quick review. So Microsoft has been consolidating here just under the highs at 245. I'll draw a trend line there for quite some time. So it's just been making these higher lows all the way up to this price point. This morning on the 5-minute chart time frame was really close to breaking that level. Actually popped up and over 245 pre-market and then pulled back. So by open, we were opening up right at $245. This move here pre-market was a little telltale sign that it was ready to go and that it wanted to go and pop and move. When something consolidates on the daily chart time frame for an extended period of time, especially underneath the all-time highs, when it decides to break over that price point, whatever that resistance is, in this case 245, it's likely really ready to go and make a move. So you kind of want to take those positions prior to the pop or right as they're happening, because there may not be a chance for you to get in on a pullback until it really decides to get pretty often far extended from the entry point and the trigger level. So for that reason, I felt pretty comfortable entering Microsoft like as soon as I could, right? I don't trade in the first 5 minutes. That's one of our watch list rules. So this 5-minute candle formed. We wait for that candle to close over the trigger level, and then you want to take your entry as close to the trigger level as possible for the move up. Now, unfortunately, SPY was red today. It opened up and went immediately red, and then just kind of faded off until we got this big drop. So we did not have market backing on this position. I think that had SPY turned around right here and broke this downward trend line and went green, Microsoft really would have been an awesome play for us. But it didn't, right? And so a lot of stocks kind of pulled back with SPY as it fell right here. It was just time for the market to have a bit of a pullback. So it's unfortunate that it occurred on the day that Microsoft decides to break out into highs, because I feel like a lot of my traders especially got caught up in this move and this chop, and then if you didn't cut the position right away, you're stuck in a downfall right here. So I'll explain my entry for you guys and my alerts and why I put out the alerts where I did. So I'm going to move this to the 1-minute chart time frame and we'll zoom in on this price action right here. So the first alert that I sent out was at 6:33 a.m. Microsoft over the trigger, worth watching, right? So that was literally within the first 3 minutes. I wanted to go ahead and put it on radar. I put out a little bit of information prior to the market opening saying that Microsoft was one of the ones that I was really watching. And so, this pop right here up and over, actually this pop up and over had me interested, and then it actually came all the way back down. But so I was a little bit early on that alert, but the very next candle, you got a big move up. So 2 minutes later, at 6:35, I said I'm long on Microsoft, and I give you the contracts. All right, so there's the contracts. We're going to copy that code. The stop loss is 245, and my entry was 2.00. So here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's your first 5-minute candle, right? This pullback after this big move, that is where I decided to take my entry, right at that price point. And you're like, Gates, how did you know that it wasn't, or that it was going to hold? I didn't know. But that pop move here pre-market, this move here, and then this big move right here, all of that was a signal, kind of letting me know that this is really ready to run, right? And all of that consolidation on the daily chart time frame, I was ready to get in this position on this candle, but you have to have patience and try to enter on a dip, and it just happened to give us a perfect dip down here at this at the trigger at 245. So I'm going to go to the trade tab and paste the contract in. Okay, so I already have it pulled up. This was the price action of the contract right here. So you can see that we had 1, 2, 3, 4, right? There's that big pop. It popped all the way from 1.9, 190, up to 237. So that move on the contracts itself was a 28% move. Then it pulled all the way back down. I wasn't able to catch the bottom, right, at 192, but I did catch my entry at 2.0. So this is where I had entered, and I was holding through. We were up about 15% here, and I saw my position. I was up about $600 or $700 on this move as it was. So I caught the bounce, was up like $600 or $700, and it held through. Right, I actually I didn't take profits. I was still holding. I was trying to get that 20%. It pulled back, and on this candle here, 637. I was actually down on my position, not by much, but I was down. So why did I not cut right here? Well, if we're looking at the chart, look, this candle, this wick never even broke 245. It didn't even make a new low. At this time, it was still making a higher low. The candle closed all the way up here, not near the wick. So yes, it looked scary for a second, but once it closed back up here, it's like, okay, we're good, right? We're back into the profits. There's no need for me to cut this position. Then it got the push up into the high of day, and then rejected and came down. So that's where I said Microsoft, okay, 638. Microsoft, we're up about 10%. Don't let this fail on you, right? If 245 doesn't hold, cut the position. So that was, the contracts were at 220 right there. We were up 10%, so 638. So it was right after this candle had formed, or actually, I think this one was beginning to form. Right, so we weren't up here yet. We were still kind of in this area. And then the next alert I put out was Microsoft, that's 20% in high of day. That was at 639. Okay, so literally as it was breaking the high of day, here's the contracts. Our entry was 2.0. It's now at 240. Move your stop to break even for a risk-free trade, or you can hold or take profits. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do at that time. I decided to take profits because of what SPY was doing at the time. SPY was still coming down, and I figured, well, if this came all the way back down to 245 as SPY was coming down, that's another dip entry. I want to go ahead and lock that in. So that's what I did. On the trade tab, you see, our contracts literally ran from 2.0 up to 240. That's right at 20%. Nothing wrong with taking profits into some strength like that. If you're offered 20%, why not take it, especially if you don't have that market backing. So for today, on the watch list, the market's not closed yet, but I am going to count this as a long win. You had to have quick fingers, but there were multiple opportunities to get in, right? So my entry was here at 2.0. All right, it was alerted here, so you had a dip entry here to get in. Even if you had entered a little bit higher at 210, you still could have taken 10% off of the trade. I know that there's a little bit of lag time between when I put the alert out and when you read it and process it and actually get going on the trade. But if you were watching this, this was a dip entry, this was a dip entry. You had a couple of good opportunities here to get in prior to the push up into the high of day. So when it failed to validate here as a support, it broke below and then treated it as a resistance. This is when you need to be cutting the position. If you're holding from up here, or even if you try to take this dip entry right here, when it doesn't hold, cut that position, because you don't want to be caught in this downtrend, or even worse, this downtrend right here. Okay, so that's all that I have on the Microsoft trade. Actually, I do want to show you this. So the first 5-minute candle, if we're looking at the 5-minute chart time frame, that first 5-minute candle did close over the trigger, and then this was the move that we capitalized on. So it was a pretty quick trade, but still a 20% trade and still a profitable one with a couple of dip entries. Thank you for your time. I hope the video has helped you out. If it has, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I post watch lists all the time. I post these videos breaking down my trades occasionally. If you have anything specific that you want me to do or review as far as videos go, let me know in the comments section and I'll be happy to do that for you. Again, thanks for your time, and I'll see you all in chat.